Sometimes people kind of get stuck when it comes to marketing because they feel like, hey, I don't have time. It's too big a task. It's overwhelming. But the reality is that if you have kind of a smaller boutique facility, you can grow your business in no more than 5 hours a week. So I want to kind of walk you through how this will look. In each of these days, we're talking 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to break down day by day, Monday through Friday, and show you how you can actually make progress, keep the pipeline full, keep people walking through the door, and keep clients signing up week after week with a simple 5 hour week plan. So each day we're going to have four-ish tasks that we're gonna accomplish that are gonna move us forward. On Mondays, we're gonna have a set of tasks, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, so on and so forth. Some of them are gonna be the same each day, and some of them are gonna be really specific to that day, where you're just going to accomplish something for the week on a specific day. So on Mondays, the things that we're going to do are going to be to review or create our new lead ads if you're running ads. And if you're past, that $5, $6, $7,000 a month mark, then you should be running lead ads to fill the pipeline with people who are opting in for a lead magnet, opting in for a free trial, something like that. You should be reaching out to your connection database on Mondays. And we talked about the connection database in previous episodes, but I'll dig into that a little bit more in a moment. You should be following up with the leads that are currently in the pipeline, the people who've come in the past 2 to 3 weeks. And you should be distributing some guest passes, some trials, whether it's online, doing reach outs that way, or just out in the community networking, or maybe even handing them to clients to distribute to other people. So let's break down or unpack each of these. When it comes to lead ads, I think as early on in your business as you can integrate some sort of simple paid advertising to keep leads coming in the pipeline, you should. Even if we're talking about $5 a day being spent running ads to a lead magnet, like a 7-day trial or a 14-day trial, or if you want to cast a wider net, if you've got an ebook or an actual book, physical book that you want to give away, or a special report or a guide. So we want to be doing that. So once you set things up, then on Mondays, we're going to review the ad to just make sure that the metrics are working, see if anything needs to be changed or tweaked, whether it's the image, the copy, the headline, you name it. But we're going to spend a few minutes on that. And if it's working, then it's not going to take much time at all. But if you need some updates, it's a pretty simplistic ad that you're running, so it's not going to be super complicated. Now, the second thing that we want to do is to reach out to our connection database. Our connection database is really this network that we have. I started talking about this, almost 20 years ago. I learned about the concept from a gentleman named Joe Girard. I had read about it. He was in the Guinness Book of the World's Records as the greatest salesman of all time. He was a car salesman. And he was of the mentality that everybody knew about 200 people, not necessarily like close friends, but acquaintances. And that 200 people was kind of your circle for opportunity of business growth. And from that point forward, we just started talking about, whether I've called it your networking list or your master networking list, which is how I referred to it back when I did franchise trainings, but this connection database. And we even talk about a process, a playbook that we have, how we approach it in our coaching programs, called the personal profit pipeline. So it's just personal outreach to people that you know, and you're going to reach out and invite them to get your lead magnet, opt into your newsletter, come in as a guest, even be an advocate and give away or share things that you're doing. But we're going to reach out to a handful of people, 5 to 10 people a day. Most people actually have a much larger network than just a couple hundred people. Most people, counting social media profiles, counting their cell phone contacts, may be anywhere between 500, 750, even 1,000 people that we can just reach out to and make personal invitations, extend those invites to participate in what we're doing, whether it's just joining that newsletter, coming in to experience what we have to offer, reading a book that we've written, something like that. So we're going to spend a few minutes each day, ideally about 10 minutes. We teach a process called the 10-minute sprint. And just using this 10-minute sprint that you can fit between sessions, between writing programs or other tasks, and just do your outreach. And that'll be a really simple thing that you're going to rinse and repeat every day, Monday through Friday. The other thing that you're going to always do Monday through Friday is you're going to follow up with the leads that you actually have, the people who have opted in within the previous 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, ideally, you have this kind of choreographed follow up plan, and you're just going to execute the plan. So you may have 2 or 3 people that you need to follow up with today to just reach out via text, reach out via personal email, make a call to move them along and try to get them through the door, try to convert them if they are, in fact, in a trial. And then the final thing that we want to do on Monday is to distribute 1 to 2 trial passes. One of my favorite stories from kind of grassroots marketing was before Chick-fil-A became some sort of national phenomenon where people would camp outside to win Chick-fil-A for a year pre-grand opening or something like that. Whenever they'd open a new location, they'd have the manager go out and distribute like 40 gift cards that basically were good for one free sandwich for the facility. And that was their job each day. That was the kind of grassroots marketing that they were doing. Go distribute these gift cards. And they knew that if somebody came in and experienced what they had to offer, that odds are they're going to get that person to be a repeat customer. And frankly, they're not just going to probably get a sandwich when they come in. Maybe they'll get fries and a drink and cover the cost of the actual visit in the first place. But we can kind of do the same thing. So many of the owners that I get to work with, they offer really good services. They provide a really strong experience, but it's just hard to get people through the door. So we're going to go out and we're just going to invite somebody through the door, 1 or 2 people a day. And again, this is one of those things that I've been teaching for about as long as I've been coaching business owners. And it worked then, and it probably works even better now because so many people spend all their time hiding behind the computer and they don't get out and connect in their local community. So that's our Monday plan, which should easily be executable in an hour or less. The Tuesday plan, we're going to kind of rinse and repeat the distribution of those trials again, the connection database outreach or personal profit pipeline, if you have the entire playbook with us, and the follow up to the people in our pipeline. But now we're also going to figure out like how we're going to distribute an actual offer for the week. Some sort of offer that is an invitation to come in and experience what we do. Most of the time when we're putting an offer out, we like multiple distribution channels. We want to send out something via email, but we want to post it on social media. And then if you have the ability to text people as well, that's going to be a really powerful way to get this offer out. But when I think of offers, most of the time that we're doing them, it's simply those engagement style emails that odds are you've seen me send out a bunch of that are just invitations. Hey, we're going to be bringing in a few new people to start X program next week. Would you be interested in details, or would you like to join us? Or we're looking for 5 people to do our 14-day fitness reset. Would you be interested in the details? So really, it's a way to get somebody to raise their hand and say they're actually interested in potentially starting a program now. So we want to get that out on Tuesday. And really, that's the only difference from Monday. We swapped out the lead ad for the creation or distribution and creation of the individual offer. Wednesday is going to be pretty much the same thing. Connection database outreach, follow up with people in our pipeline, distribution of 1 or 2 trials to get people through the door. But now we're just going to resend those offers. I love resending the offers that we make to non-opens to get more consumption. If we send it to email, we'll repost it on social media because obviously not everybody sees something if we post it on social. So we're really just taking that same offer and making sure that we're getting more eyeballs on it. So again, the midweek stuff is pretty simple. It should be pretty easy to execute. Thursdays, we're going to, again, personal profit pipeline, connection database stuff. We're going to follow up with those leads. And hopefully we've got a pretty good number of leads from Tuesday and Wednesday from the offers that we've made. And then we're going to distribute the 1 to 2 trials. But On Thursdays, we want to do some local business partnership outreach, whether that's reaching out to people that are fellow, maybe members of a chamber of commerce, or clients that own businesses, or just neighborhood businesses, and find out ways that we can work together, whether it's us placing a fishbowl in their location or us doing some sort of reciprocal promotion, an email promo, something like that. We want to build relationships with local businesses that might reach a similar audience to the one that we reach. And then Friday, we're going to change it up a little bit. I love this phrase that I learned from my friend Carrie Wilkerson. It's like follow up Fridays. And so we're going to reach out and follow up to all the leads that we have that are unconverted, the people in the pipeline, as we've been doing throughout the course of the week. But we also want to follow up with former clients. A lot of people talk about it being like reactivation. I think of it more as reconnection. Pick 5 to 10 clients and just shoot them or former clients and shoot them a text and say, hey, just thinking about you, or we were talking about you on our team meeting this week. Just want to check in and see how you're doing. So nothing big, just personal outreach. You don't have to make them an offer. They know what you do. They know what the experience is like. We're just really trying to strengthen that connection. And then kind of our flagship follow-up is that 2 to 3 time a week email that we encourage you to send with a PS, that super signature, that PS whenever you're ready. Here are 2 or 3 ways that we can get started working together, or 2 or 3 ways that we can help. Well, we want to put together our emails for the upcoming week. 2 to 3 emails. We can go ahead and load them in our CRM, whether you're using emails from stock stuff that you've invested in, that you've purchased, or you're writing your own emails, or you're just routing people to social media posts that you've made. Go ahead and queue that stuff up on Fridays. And finally, we're going to close things out by just doing a little bit more follow-up into our connection database outreach. So that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's stuff that you could do in 5 hours a week or less, but it's enough to keep the pipeline full. And if you're doing a good job and you're talking about your programs and doing a little bit of internal referral stuff during sessions, you're probably going to be doing more than enough to keep the pipeline full, to grow your business. Now, is this enough to build a $500,000 a year business? No, probably not. But if you want to get to that $20,000 a month boutique style business, this type of simple marketing blueprint should be enough in just 5 hours a week.